Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Here's everyone. Hey, good evening. Come on in. It's the top of the hour, which is 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, and there's a bunch of other times in between there. Welcome, everybody, to our business overview. My name is Jim Tanner. I'm excited to be here with you today. And I'm going to be turning over the time here in a moment to one of my partners, my presentation partner and my business partner. But before I do, I just want to welcome everybody, let you know that we have our system set up today so that you can't unmute yourself because we just want you to listen to this presentation. Now, the chat is open. And what we'd love to have you do is join us in the chat and do that by sharing, first of all, where you are zooming in from for the event today. And while you're doing that, I'll just let you know that I make my home in the suburbs of Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm excited to be here with you today. And I see we got folks from Ohio and Colorado. There's Atlanta, Georgia, Sean Norcross, South Carolina, Florida, Connecticut. Welcome, everybody. Oh, they're zipping by now. New York City, New Mexico. Fantastic. Welcome all to this event. And I am excited for you. Now, we're not going to take a tremendous amount of your time. This is going to be information that's very valuable to you. I hope you have a pen and paper ready to take some notes. And somebody thought enough of you to share this with you. Some of you are guests here this evening. And for that group of people, I'm really excited because you're about to see what I saw for the first time nearly 20 years ago. So let's get this event kicked off. I'm going to turn it over to my presentation partner. I'll be back to share some other thoughts with you in the second half of the presentation. But now let's go to Ohio, to Mr. John Fehrenbach. Now, John has been incredibly successful in his time here with our company. This is someone that knows 100% of the information, loves helping people, loves to have fun, and knows how the big money is made. John, we're excited to hear from you. Take it away, sir. I think you're still muted, Mr. Fehrenbach.
Jim, thank you. I was just going to blather on and nobody would have heard a word I said. Jim, thank you for that warm introduction. And I'm just going to jump in this evening. And if you give me a second to share my screen, make sure everything is in the right place. And we are going to rock. Again, welcome everybody, and I certainly look forward to hearing more of Mr. Tanner's story. If you haven't heard it before, it's just it's a great story, and I certainly look forward to hearing it every time I hear it. I'm excited this evening to share information with you that was shared with me, actually a little more than a couple years ago. Tonight, I am going to direct most of my comments to all of the invited guests here this evening. Somebody obviously thought enough about you to invite you to the Zoom to learn about the impact that we're having coast to coast in the US and Canada. We're certainly glad you're here with us. Tonight, we're going to be talking about your opportunity and your freedom. We know that the world has changed forever. And people are looking for choices. They're choosing a better work-life balance. They're choosing more flexibility and independence. In these uncertain times, doesn't it make sense to have some sort of a backup? For me, the backup plan was to work some type of business. I knew I could count on me. I've never fired myself. I've never laid myself off. Of course, I've given myself a stern warning when I've needed it. But I knew that at the end of the day, I'd be building a future that I could never do as an employee. We're going to talk some more about this in a few minutes. Some of you are here today because you're evaluating your opportunities in the marketplace, maybe as you pivot to a new career, or maybe as a backup plan. Tonight, we'll share information for your consideration. But before we do that, with your permission, excuse me. With your permission, I'd like to ask you a question. Are you working for the right type of income? I had never heard about this before, but we know that there are three forms of income. First off, there's linear income, where you're literally trading time for money. You might be working for a job 40 hours a week for a certain hourly pay. You work those 40 hours, and at the end of the 40-hour week, they hand you a check. You literally traded your 40 hours of time for a certain dollar amount. You might consider that a regular job. And then there's leveraged income, where you might build a team and leverage income of the potential of not just one, maybe yourself, but by a multiple of yourselves out there selling something or digging ditches, whatever it is. But it's a multiple of you. You're leveraging your time, leveraging your income. An example of that would be maybe a broker. They have a product or service such as real estate, maybe insurance, and they have a bunch of agents out there selling, and a broker gets a piece of each and every sale. That would be leveraging your income or leveraging your time. And then, of course, there's residual income, where the work you do today, tomorrow, next week, or next month will continue to pay off for years to come. This could be your retirement plan. I know this is very similar to the royalties that you hear about in the music industry, or the royalties that actors get every time that their movies played, or some type of a series like MASH. Alan Alda probably gets a little piece every time that MASH series is played. That is residual income. It's literally disconnecting time from money. I've often heard this called rollover money, where you roll over in bed and the money just never stops. We'll be discussing this a little bit more in detail a little bit later. Now, let's take a minute and stop to consider the type of company. We know that there's 5 areas to evaluate as far as a company is concerned. You're looking for a company that is rock solid and has stood the test of time. We know that there are startups out there and they're super exciting and the income potential is crazy, but they're certainly unpredictable. And as much as the income potential is crazy, the downside is certainly crazy volatile. So we want to be careful of startups. We want to know if there is a need in the marketplace for their product, and does it fill that need in an easy to use manner? Are you compensated well for sharing the product with other people? And is this the right time for this company and its products? Is the timing right? Now, let me tell you a little bit about our company. This is our founder, Mr. Harlan Stonecipher. And we say from an accident, a mission was born. Now, let me explain that a little bit. Mr. Stonecipher was in a car accident where he was not at fault. The other party crashed into him. They were cited by the Highway Patrol, and while he lay in the hospital recuperating from his injuries, an attorney had convinced the other party to file a lawsuit against Mr. Stonecipher. He spent most of his life savings defending himself against that lawsuit. Now, he was a full-time teacher and an insurance agent, and he started to ponder his own situation. He noted that he had car insurance that would take care of his car and replace that. He had health insurance to handle all of his hospital bills. And if something tragic would have happened, he had life insurance to take care of his family. But he had nothing to help him with a lawsuit. And from that accident, a mission was born: equal access to equal justice. From his kitchen table to this home office in Ada, Oklahoma, this 51-year-old company is protecting and empowering over 4.4 million people across the U.S. and Canada. Our vision? To provide equal access to liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every human deserves. We've been written up in magazines like Forbes, CNBC, Yahoo, and Bloomberg. This company's been traded on the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and then it was acquired by MidOcean Partners for $650 million and is currently valued at over $2 billion. Why, might you ask? Well, we've mastered this thing called disruptive innovation, making things simpler, easier, and more affordable. Similar to, I'm sure everybody here remembers shopping at the mall, or at least going to a store to either shop for clothes or whatever it is that you're looking for. You go to this big mall and you go store to store to store to store looking for the things that you need. Well, now, if it'll come up, there we go, with an app called Amazon, either online or through the app. You can go store to store to store to store and countless stores and never leave your couch. I'm sure a lot of you remember going to the record store looking for either CDs or vinyl LPs, 8 tracks back in my day, cassette tapes. Today, we use an app called Spotify. Some use Amazon Music or Apple Music. All we need to do is hunt for the song or the genre, push a button, and that music starts to play. Again, from your couch. But what about getting access to the justice system? Well, that's where we come in. And just backing up just a little bit, we know that these two here are disruptors in the industry. And speaking of disruptors, what about Uber and Lyft and what they did to the taxi business? Okay, so what about getting equal access to equal justice? Well, that's where we come in. Everyday normal things happen to us. I don't know, and maybe you can throw it into into the chat if any of these ring a bell with you. I don't know if you've ever thought about revising or writing your will. Maybe your personal information was compromised. Maybe you've been treated unfairly and said, let me speak to the supervisor. Maybe you've been a victim of a breach or flat out identity theft. Maybe you signed a contract that you didn't quite understand and regretted later, or maybe just regretted later. Received a traffic ticket, had insurance claim denied and that you thought was covered. Maybe you had a question regarding your credit score. Maybe you bought a defective product and were wondering exactly what your rights were. Maybe you had your social media account hacked. Again, everyday normal things that happen to us. Probably wouldn't even consider calling an attorney just because of the expense. Now, with the tap of an app, we're connected to an attorney for all of those everyday issues. We call this Legal Shield. This is what the app looks like on your phone. And imagine that this app is on your phone, and with a tap of a button, you're connected to our network of attorneys. There's no need to vet them. Legal Shield has already done that for you. The right attorney for your particular situation. Imagine for a minute that maybe you are my attorney, and for one low monthly fee, I'd like you to do these things for me. First off, I'd like unlimited personal advice. Anytime I call you during the month, whatever the legal question is, I want you to give me what your legal opinion on that particular issue might be. I'd like you to check out all my contracts and documents up to 15 pages. And if needed, and you feel it's for my good, make a call or send a letter on my behalf. I'd like you to take care of my will, my living will, my health care and financial powers of attorney. If I get a traffic ticket, I'd like assistance there. I'd even like you to take care of, if I'm ever named in a civil trial, I want you to take care of that pre-trial and trial for me. If the IRS ever comes knocking on my door, I'd like you to be there for tax audit assistance. And I'd like you to take your phone to bed with you. 24/7 emergency protection. If it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in a position where I need emergency access to you, I want you to pick up your phone and give me your best legal advice at that particular moment. I'd also like you to take care of some family and domestic issues, maybe an uncontested divorce, uncontested adoptions, separations, or name changes. How much would you charge me for that, Mr. Attorney? Well, we've had numerous numbers come to us, to tens of thousands of dollars, to if I were to ever offer those services in an unlimited manner, the way you're asking me, John, it would bankrupt my law firm. Well, guess what? For $1 a day, you get all of this peace of mind. You get personal legal advice. You get contracts and documents reviewed, letters and calls made on your behalf if it's in your best interest. You get your living will, your healthcare power of attorney, your financial power of attorney taken care of, traffic ticket assistance. You get civil trial defense, and you're covered for the pre-trial and trial. Any kind of tax audit assistance that you might need. And guess what? They're going to bed with their phones. 24/7 emergency access. And of course, These family and domestic services are available after 90 consecutive days of you being a member of the Legal Shield family. So who's covered? First off, you're covered as the member. Your spouse or domestic partner, your never married dependent children under the age of 26 living at home or a full-time student, dependent children under the age of 18 for whom the member is a legal guardian, or your physically or mentally disabled children living at home. So that is Legal Shield. It's plain, it's simple, and certainly practical. Our other flagship product is ID Shield. An ID Shield does what you might think any type of ID protection type of service would do. It monitors and sends alerts based on things that might happen with your credit score or something that happens with the credit bureau, your social security number, your passport, your driver's license, maybe something with any of your usernames or passwords, even dark web monitoring and alerts and social media. Of course, they also pay attention to privacy and social media reputation management. They pay attention to Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter. If anything that might be potentially damaging to your reputation is posted, they'll let you know and give you the opportunity to fix it because now you know about it, right? They also have comprehensive restoration and a $1 million protection plan. But what does that comprehensive restoration really mean? Well, what it really means is, and what sets us apart from any other services out there, is our licensed private investigators. They will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity to its pre-theft status. And that's worth the membership all by itself, honestly. They also have a suite of electronic protection, malware protection that will protect up to 10 devices in your home. They have a virtual private network called Proxy One that filters and helps block out malicious websites. If you're using, not private, but went right out of my mind. If you're using Wi-Fi services like Starbucks or McDonald's or places like that, where anybody can see your information, that's where this VPN comes into play. And it keeps you hidden from all of those prying eyes, as well as a password manager, which helps to manage your passwords, saves you time, it identifies and changes weak passwords, and certainly gives you control. We also have credit counseling and education and privacy management. Now, an individual plan for you yourself would be $19.95 a month. If you have a family, it would be $34.95 a month. And those would be paying attention to all three bureaus and everything that I just talked about. Who's covered? Well, in the individual plan, obviously just the member. If you get the family plan, the member's covered, your spouse or domestic partner is covered, and up to 10 dependent children under the age of 18. It also provides consultation and restoration services for those dependent children that are ages 18 to 26. So what else we get when we're a Legal Shield and ID Shield member is member perks. There are over 400 vendors out there that are vying for your business with discounts and promotions. It's typically enough to offset your Legal Shield and ID Shield memberships. Things like Verizon or a trip to the movies or a rental car or hotel discounts. Just about anything that you can imagine is covered under our member perks. And why? Because we have over 4.4 million members and they want our business. So without further ado, I'd like to bring back my friend and business partner, Mr. Jim Tanner. He knows how to make the big money in this business and he loves having fun doing it. Jim, over to you.
John, thank you very much. And I'll just tell you, first of all, I get excited every time I see this information again, but I've just got to talk about, first of all, member perks, because I just think when we're here, and the reason we're here tonight is to talk about the opportunity and how this can be an opportunity for those our guests that are here to join us on the mission of equal access to equal justice. If you don't have a product that's priced within reach of the consumer, then it doesn't matter if it's a great solution because people can't use it. But of course, our pricing is within reach of almost everybody, and then member perks closes the gap for the few. As a matter of fact, our average members today are saving $49 a month with member perks. So that's a powerful peace of mind. And in my family, our Legal Shield and ID Shield membership, the entire investment is offset by the savings we realize with member perks. Not even to begin to talk about all the ways that we realize peace of mind from the actual services. Like I remember the first time I used my Legal Shield membership, I had a landlord tell me that I wasn't getting my security deposit back. And I hadn't broken a lease and I hadn't damaged the property. But 24 hours after he said I would never see that money, I was holding a check that he wrote because of Legal Shield. I think of all the times I've been in traffic court to have an attorney stand in that court with me and represent me and allow me to go to the front of the line, not because the judge respected my time, but because the judge respected the attorney's time and respected the person that was there with an attorney. And how many times that has resulted in me walking out the door and still having a perfect driving record and the lowest possible auto insurance. The peace of mind that comes from this service, the Legal Shield and ID Shield flagship products that we offer, really we could spend another hour talking about it and we still wouldn't even scratch the surface of the value proposition. But I know you're here to talk about the opportunity. And the membership that I saw at 19 years old, that I told my mom about, my grandparents, my friends, my family members, my co-workers, people at my church about for 10 years before I saw what I'm about to show you, which is the compensation plan. I just want to say this. That I think is proof at the purity of our opportunity. The fact is, now that you know that Legal Shield and ID Shield exist, you're going to tell people about these services. And that's what I did, and I know that's what you'll do. But isn't it great that this company will compensate you for doing that very thing? And I'm going to share a few thoughts with you and examples about our compensation plan. But I just want to start with exactly what you need to know on the screen, which is what is my investment going to be to start this business? And you'll see it circled on the left-hand side. It's $49. As a matter of fact, to the right of that, you'll see that your compensation for sharing these services with one family, protecting one family, puts you in profit mode right away. Why is that, by the way? Well, the reason is, and by the way, when I got started, it was $249, which adjusted for inflation would be about $500 today. But we had physical things. It was a different world. It wasn't a digital world back then. We didn't have all the technology we have today. So it costs more because it costs more. But today at $49, that startup fee is less than the administrative costs our company incurs to get a new associate set up in the business, to set up your direct deposit, to set up your websites and other technology, to put you in a position to be in profit mode by protecting one family with our services. And this is what we do. So I'll just give you a quick example. You're a new associate, you sign up a family, you earn $70. And by the way, you decide when you get promoted, which is really awesome, because when I got started in this business, I had a full-time job and a part-time job. And between both of those jobs and commuting, that was 80 hours a week of my life. And somebody else in my world always decided if I could get a raise or if I could get a promotion. But when I came to this company, even though I started my business in my spare time, part-time really, I was able to be in charge of when I got a promotion, and so are you. So Protect a Few Families moved from $70 as an associate to the senior associate level and earn $90 for doing the same activity. There's a recurring theme here in our business. The same activity, earn more income. And by the way, if you do that, if you get promoted in your first 20 days by Protecting a Few Families, you also earn a $100 Fast Start bonus. Now, this bonus isn't going to change the cars you drive or your zip code. It's a thank you from our company for taking the mission seriously right away. And there's more ways that the company incentivizes us going forward. We'll talk about those in other trainings. But just because, for the sake of time, I just want to share this with you. As an executive director in the business, promoting yourself to the top of our compensation plan, you're earning $370 every time you protect a family with these services. And by the way, what does that mean, to protect a family? Because you keep hearing me say that. It could be as simple as sharing this presentation so that somebody can come and watch John Fehrenbach or myself or one of the other leaders go over this information. They say, yes, I want this for my family. I want to sign up. So they go to your website, they sign up. It could be that you sent them a video that they could watch on their own phone, and they learn about what Legal Shield and ID Shield can offer for them, the peace of mind, the ability to live life worry-free. And they say, yeah, I want this. This makes sense to me. And they sign up on your website. And I'll share with you in our Wheel of Opportunity slide in a moment other ways that we market our services. But it can be as simple and straightforward as letting someone know that Legal Shield and ID Shield exist, and they go to your website and sign up, which takes about 3 minutes, and you earn $370 as an executive director for each of those plans you sign up. Now, Sign up 5 a month and earn $1,850. I would say, and maybe you'd agree, that's a nice part-time opportunity. Do that weekly instead of monthly, you're talking about $96,200 a year, nearly a 6-figure income, protecting 5 families a week. So the opportunity is profound. And as John Fehrenbach talked about the leverage opportunity, just like an insurance broker or a real estate broker, let's say, for example, I'm a new associate on your team and I make a sale, I protect a family. And then what happens is I'm on your team, you're my executive director, you're earning $300. I do that 5 times in a month, you're earning over $1,000 in overrides. What if you had 5 of me? What if you had 10 of me on your team? And now you can see why so many people are having success in our business today. As a matter of fact, over 700 of our associates earn over $50,000 a year. And some of those 700 earn over $1 million a year. Over 300 of our associate families have earned at least $1 million. And some of those 300 have earned over $40 million. And we also have the ability to earn residual income, because what you're seeing on the screen, every one of these customers that signs up for our services, not only do you get a 1-year upfront commission immediately, and those are paid 7 days a week, but you're also creating a book of business, an asset for you and your family that pays out for the lifetime of every membership. And today, 30,000 associates are earning monthly residual income checks from this company, which means that they protected a few families, maybe a few dozen, maybe a few hundred, some even thousands. And they're earning incredible incomes because of that. And how are they doing it? Well, this is our wheel of opportunity. And we have our flagship Legal Shield and ID Shield products that can be enrolled to individuals. We also have a small business plan that allows us to protect businesses. The business owners sleep better at night knowing they have the same ability to get legal counsel and advice that a Fortune 500 company has for a price they can afford. We have the ability to bring Legal Shield and ID Shield into companies as a voluntary employee benefit. As a matter of fact, today, tens of thousands of companies are offering Legal Shield and ID Shield as part of their benefits package. We have a program to protect commercial truck drivers, those folks that are driving freight across our country, moving our economy, and we can protect them. We have a service for firefighters, police officers, and other public safety people. We have specialty plans for folks that drive Uber and Lyft, people that own a firearm. You can build a team. We have this incredible wheel of opportunity that lets you win. And so as you're learning more about our services, you're saying, yes, I can do this. I want you to know, yes, you can. As a matter of fact, I'll just go back and talk about the employee benefits plans for a moment. It's incredible because you can do a presentation one time, say it once, take 8 minutes to go over what Legal Shield and ID Shield is on the job site at an employee group, and have 50 or 100 or 100 plus employees hear it all at the same time and say, yes, I want this for me and my family, and they get the convenience of payroll deduction through their employer group. Isn't that powerful? Now, as John Fehrenbach showed you, we have services that are important. And by the way, serious. Equal access to justice is serious. The ability to be there when the catastrophe that would be identity theft shows up in someone's life, and then it doesn't have to be a catastrophe because of ID Shield. What we do is serious work. It's important and it matters. And I just showed you the compensation. The compensation is serious. It's allowing people to change their lives, whether that means to refill their retirement accounts. Maybe for some people that's to to change careers and do this as their full-time career. For some people, it's to get that balance back in their lives, to be there when the kids go to school, to be there when the bus comes back. Whatever it is, people are winning in this business. But you know what? We also really like to have fun. And one of the ways we have fun is on performance club trips all over the world. And I've been personally, I'll just say this, I grew up in a small town, Rutland, Vermont, small town in a small state, hard to find on the map. And from there, I saw the world as a child growing up through television, magazines. But I have an 8-year-old daughter, and she's had a completely different reality because of these performance club trips, which, by the way, are all expenses paid and no expenses spared. And just in the last decade of my life, we've been to Mexico many times. We've been to Atlantis in the Bahamas, to all these different places like Cabo San Lucas, and we've been to Disney World. We went to a 5-diamond resort at Disney World, cut the line, went to the front of the line at all the places. I mean, it's just been incredible what this company has allowed us to realize. We even went to Iceland one time, got to see the Northern Lights, ride snowmobiles across a glacier, and just absolutely have a blast. And again, I got to say this, all expenses paid. no expenses spared. By the way, you deserve a vacation. And so does the person most important to you in your life. And so we do this every year. And right now, getting involved in our business, you can join us in Jamaica next year, because that it is now time you could qualify to join us on that trip. We want you to walk the beaches of the world with us. And in addition to the Performance Club trips, we also have cash bonuses every month that add up to additional $500 a month. That's an additional $6,000 a year just for protecting a few families every month consistently. You know, I had a second job working at a store in the mall, and that second job working at the store in the mall, just to try to close the gap in my finances, didn't pay me an extra $6,000 a year. But this one incentive program that we have in our company does that for us. And we have incentives that we don't have time to get into today that pay up to $100,000 extra on top of everything we've already talked about today. So I've talked a lot. John Fehrenbach's talked a lot. We're going to get out of the way. We want you to hear from some of our business partners that are winning in this business. And we're going to start by going to the state of Georgia to my friend Sean Norcross. Sean, we'd love to hear your story. Take it away.
Hey, Jim, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. My story is very simple. In my 58 years, I've done all different kind of work, landscape, bill collector. My last job, I managed a coin laundry in Metro Atlanta for about 8 years. Then the place got sold. The new owner and I didn't get along, and I decided to part company. That's when I got into Legal Shield. I've been doing it for a little over a year. I've had several promotions, given myself set for promotions, and I'm knocking on the door at my next one. You couldn't ask for a better training system, a better support team. I'm excited because I get to see Jim again next month. He's going to be in my area, and I'm getting everybody that I know to come here. I love being able to help people, help them get the equal access to justice that everyone deserves. And I mean, the product, I don't sell the product. I share information with people and I let them decide. Jim, thanks for the time. You have a great night.
Sean, thanks very much. I'm looking forward to being in Atlanta. We're going to do some bowling. I've got that confirmed. So we're going to have some fun when I get there. And let's now go to New York City to Miss Michelle Bonner. Michelle, we'd love to hear from you from the heart of New York City. Take it away.
Good evening, everyone. I used to be a postal supervisor. Being retired, I realized that I needed to supplement my income. And my friend of over 40 years, Miss Karen Ward, suggested that I come and give this a try. So I've been in here about almost a year, and I was aware of the product because I had prepaid legal years ago. But I enjoy the camaraderie, not the competition that this company provides. And something else it affords you, you can work from anywhere. I just got back from Atlanta, and the boot camp we had in Tennessee. I've been out of my house for 6 weeks, but I've been able to still do business. This is insane, and it's wonderful at the same time. The system is in place. It offers you so much training and education, and everybody encourages your success. And I've achieved the level of manager, yay! And I'm so happy, and this is just the beginning, because you know I'm gonna see y'all in Jamaica. That's all. Thank you so much for letting me share.
Michelle, thank you very much. And I'm excited to watch you go on this journey. It's been absolutely fabulous. Now we're gonna go down to Florida to my good friend Saul Rudia. Now Saul speaks about 9 languages. I don't know which one he's going to choose to speak with us tonight, but Saul, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Take it away, sir.
Hey, Jim, thanks for inviting me. Thank you, Sonora. So I've been with Legal Shield for over 2 years. I joined because I want financial freedom. I don't want to work for anyone else. I want to leave something for my wife, my children, and my grandchildren. I got 4 grandchildren now. The people in Legal Shield are all very giving of their time and are always willing to help. And these are the people I want to be around. I stepped away for some months, but now I'm back. I am very glad I am a part of Legal Shield. Thank you.
Saul, thank you very much. And listen, you can see that the whole grid's full of people, and a lot of those folks would love to share their stories. And And next week, if you come back here for the same event, you'll hear some other stories as well. Thank you to Saul and Michelle and Sean. But as we wrap up, here's what John started us with: 5 areas to evaluate. And as he said, if you're going to apply your skills and energy, maybe your heart and soul, like so many of us have, to something new, then you got to have these things in place. You got to have a great company. The fact is, our company has stood the test of time. 51 years plus strong, started from need, not started from greed. A vision of our visionary founder to right the wrongs, to create balance to the injustice in our society. Is there a need in the marketplace? Let me ask you this. Do you know people that are being pushed around? Do you have business owners in your life that would love to have a voice in advocacy and need access to the legal system and need access to their rights, but often are just not in a position to compete with the bigger businesses because they don't have the budget? What if you could balance that for them? Do you know people that are frustrated because they just don't feel like their voice is being heard? That's what we do. That's what our product does. It allows people to have access to their rights, access to peace of mind, to have experts on their side, and with our mobile app in the palm of their hand. You have to ask yourself, are we well compensated? Well, I would say to you that you are funded on day one with our business, because with 1-year advance commission, the ability to create your own leveraged income by building a team, collaborating with other professionals, and to be able to create an asset of ongoing residual income for you and future generations of your family. What you have here is a compensation model second to none. You don't need to write a business plan and go to the bank and beg for money. You don't need venture capitalists to take half of your business so you can be funded. Our company funds your growth from the very beginning. And what about the timing? The fact is that while some people might come into a presentation like this and say, you know, I should have got involved 51 years ago when the founder got involved, or when I got started and the company was already 30 years old, people said, Jim, you had to be in at the beginning to win in this business. The reality is that the best time to be involved is right now. With 4.4 million customers, what we do has been proven in the marketplace. We're on our way to 40 million and beyond. And we would love for you to be on this journey with us. You can start part-time, work from anywhere, create a willable book of business that will last beyond your lifetime. Residual income for the lifetime of every membership means that you can create a legacy, not just an income. We have fast start training classes to help you get started right away, ongoing weekly training, support, and mentoring. You've been to meetings like this in the past where you were told that you would have support, only to find out that what that really meant was you got some brochures and a pep talk, like go get them Tiger, right? But that's not what we do here. We rise together. We are the heartbeat of our founder's vision. And we believe that we will bring equal access to every corner of every community now and in these future months. And we need your help to do it. So we're going to mentor you and train you. And we're going to do all of this in a business that you can start right now for only $49. So as we wrap up, here's what I'd like you to do. Get back to the person that invited you to this presentation. They'll give you their link. Now, if they're sitting next to you, you're probably already giving them a hug. Let them go and get their website link. And for those of you that are virtual together, just text them and say you're ready to go, and they'll send you their website link. And what you can do is you can enroll and get both the membership and become an associate in one click of a button on the website. It's called Business Builder Bundle. It'll allow you to protect yourself and your family if you have one with our services, and it will allow you to start your business all in one click. And then we'll get you connected to additional training. We'll turn your websites on and set up your direct deposit so that you can get started in this business. Folks, that is our time. Get back to the person that invited you today. I want to thank all the folks that shared their voice, John Fehrenbach for helping me with the presentation, and for all of you, and for those of you that are about to get started on this journey with us, congratulations and welcome to Legal Shield.